Well, the season is underway. We're off to a good start. The transfer window has closed, and we've added a few more players to the team, including a familiar face from my Crystal Palace save, for those of you who were detail freaks. Still, the number of people who refused to talk to me, even as the transfer deadline was approaching because we couldn't offer them a good financial package, was just infuriating. Today, though, we get our first big test in the league as we play one of the League One reserve teams. My name's FM19, and this is the Ritornu of Gloria with SC Bastia. And we'll start here. The transfer window has indeed closed. We've added a few more players, got in a good loan player as well. Thibaut Lorenzi, 23-year-old defensive right back, here for depth more than anything else. 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Got him here on a 2-year contract. I really liked him. His physicals are pretty good. His mentals are okay for this level. I like the 15 decision making. The 11 teamwork's also nice. The big reason I got him was his 12 marking and 11 tackling. Everything else about his technicals is kind of subpar. He's actually decent at long throws. I'm hoping with a decent amount of playing time and some good training, he will approach his 3.5-star potential. Next in, Viaghju and I'm pretty sure I'm massacring that name. 21-year-old midfielder, can also play, well, he's a defensive midfielder, but he can also play a pretty good midfielder and defensive center back. 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Good physicals, really nice mentals where they count. Decision-making of 15 is nice. The determination is a bit on the low side, but I think if I get him in a good mentoring group, I can pick that up. 13 positioning and 13 work rate's also nice. His technicals, they're kind of average across the board, except his finishing and dribbling is really kind of all not that great. But then again, he's usually a defensive, he's an anchor man. That's what he's really good at. And he's a decent central midfielder in Carolero. I'm in the process of retraining him to be a deep line playmaker, but he comes in as probably my primary choice at defensive midfielder when I play the 4-2-1-2-1, or however, whatever they're calling it now, with the midfielders. Viaghju Fofana from Bastia EF, one of the first players we poached from them. 25 years old, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Again, more depth at defensive right back. He went right on the reserve squad, but he will definitely get playing time. I'm hoping to get a pretty good rotation going this year with that. He has really good physicals for this level. The mentals, they're pretty solid across the board. The technicals are as well. Good heading, not so much penalty taking or free kick taking, but decent marking, decent tackling for this level. Stefan Laval is a loan player from Viaghju who we're actually not paying anything to. 18 years old, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, midfielder, and advanced midfielder in the center. He is my primary backup at both of those positions. Really good physicals. The mentals are also very good where they count. 13 decision making, 12 determination, 14 flair, 12 leadership, 12 vision. Okay, maybe leadership's not so great. I'm more of a determination, off the ball, teamwork, vision, work rate guy. The technicals, they're not bad, but then again, he's 18 years old, and they will get better. The 12 technique is also very nice for this level. Jason Madu is a name people who followed my Palace March save with Crystal Palace will remember. I can't remember where I picked him up. I just remember he was French. He was at EF Bastia on an amateur contract. They were just paying him an appearance fee. And I remember he actually got some decent playing time for us when we were at Crystal Palace, and he didn't do bad. Granted, he's not a Premier League player. He was playing more because he had to. But 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, really good physicals, good mentals. The flair is really low, and so is the off the ball, but I can train that. But, everything I like about him is green. The bravery, the determination, leadership, teamwork, vision, work rate are all positives. His first touch is nice, his passing is nice, his tackling and techniques are nice for this level. He comes in as the starting central midfielder. I got him cheap for 3 years. I intend, knock on wood, to keep him here as long as I can. Then again, I said the same thing about Santelli and Mabai, so we'll see what happens there. Last but not least, Alexander Kropanese. and I'm almost positive I'm pronouncing that name wrong. 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, advanced midfielder on the right, can also play advanced midfielder on the left, a little bit of a advanced midfielder center, and he's kind of a, well, I don't want to say jack of all trades, master of none, because he's a really good winger on the right side. But he's here for depth. He will get starts, though. Really good physicals. The mentals are solid across the board. The technicals are solid where they count, too. 10 crossing, 11 dribbling, 11 first touch, 11 passing, 12 technique. He's a very good player for this level of football. And again, he's here on a year-long contract, but I'm definitely going to do my best to re-sign him. As a result of the moves, and then moving some of the youth players up to the reserve squad, and I guess these guys are the 15 and 16-year-olds here are also getting, well, you know what, let me sort by this. Anyhow, the reserve squad's a little bit better. I didn't realize this at the time, but my youth team is big enough that a lot of them are going to get reserve time in, which is fine. I've got the reserve coach. He's not scheduling a ton of friendlies. As a matter of fact, if we go to the friendlies, we've played ROS Menton reserves 3 times because apparently they're the only team out there willing to play us on a somewhat regular basis. But last season, I scheduled games for the reserves as often as I could because I had a fairly big reserve team. I wanted to keep the guys match fit. This time, not so much. We are off to a pretty decent start. Our first game was against Atletico Marseille, which we drew 1-1. Roman Politi had a 66-minute goal. Med Soli had a 21st-minute goal for Atletico Marseille. Decent crowd for us, 3,131 attendees. Our season tickets went up to 3,038, I believe. I'll have to look at the spreadsheet, but I don't have that pulled up right now. We then played against EFC Frush San Rafael, and we shut them out, 5-0. Bezacourt, a 4th-minute goal. Sofiane, a 28th-minute goal. Gineste, a 34th-minute penalty kick. Then Santini and Roncaglia added goals in the second half of the game. This was a solid performance by the team all around. The only drawback was Gineste went out with an injury. Nothing too serious, but it's one of those, I think it could become one of those niggling things. Plus, he's 31. But with Laval here, him going out isn't going to be earth-shatteringly bad. We then were home against Annecy? I want to say Annecy. And this was a 2-1 win. Massimi, a 17th-minute goal. Butra, a 77th-minute goal. Solid crowd again, 3,125. So our crowd size is definitely increasing. A lot of that definitely has to do with the success we had last year. Today, though, we are playing the Olympique Marseille reserve team. And they're pretty good, I would bet. I have my scout out there, but the scouting report has not come back yet. Boubacar Kamara, that's a name we recognize. He is a defensive center back who was at Crystal Palace for a couple years. Again, he's better than any defensive center back I have on my team right now. So they've got some talent. This is going to be a good test for us. So I am going to set the best 11 and the reserves, and we're going to come back with our match against the Olympique Marseille reserves in just a bit. I keep forgetting the flute skin doesn't let you read off the names of the starters because unless you're very, very fast and you know how to pronounce them all. So this is our starting 11. We are playing our 4-2-3-1 with a defensive midfielder. Adriani goal, Paletti, Midori, Murray, and Fofana as the defensive back four. Nazei as the defensive midfielder behind Kerbache in the midfield. Bezacourt, Gineste, Santini as the attacking midfielders with Bell up top as the striker. Now this should be a good test for us today. Marseille's got a decent reserve team, and it'll let us know where we stand in terms of quality. That was a dangerous back pass. Oh, Sal has it, driving forward. Tips it up. Mary's there, though. Intercepts it. Holds it up. Out to Bezacourt. He drives forward on the left. Long pass to Bell, who never stopped running. Oh, right at Zidane. And knocked out of bounds. Oh, Bell had his chance there. Fofana with the throw-in to Santini. Back to Fofana. Long pass. Bell never stopped running again. And he hit it right at Zidane again. Rocha with a throw-in from Marseille. Back to Rocha. Over to Sertic. To Filipponu. Back to Urrutia. He drives forward, taps up to Mendy. Off the crossbar. Mary in the box. Back to Adriani, who kicks it long to Boris Bell, who is tackled. And that wasn't a penalty. Okay. And Jeunesse picked up a yellow card. Of course he did. Corner kick in. Marseille off the post and tapped in by Kamara. Or Impadu. What the heck happened there? Let's see what happened in the 3D. Sal sends it in. Kamara heads it off the post, and Ampadu's there, right in front of Adriani. That was a very poor effort. Now, coming up on halftime, we've been better in front of the goal, technically. 4 shots, 3 on target, but Marseille's had 6 shots, 2 on target. We've had a slight possession advantage, but we're not doing anything with it. We get the second half underway here. I have to pay attention to Jeunesse. I told him to calm down in the team talk, but we'll see what happens. Bezecourt. Back out to play. And the highlight ends. I don't know why they do that. Fofana, he's going to tap it over to Adriani, who loses. Mary to Midori. I wish they wouldn't do that. It gives me a heart attack every time that happens. Shades of lower league football where the guy kicks it back and just totally... Bezecourt off Zidane again. The short passes in our own box like that scare the heck out of me because they can always go wrong. Bezecourt sends it in and Zidane with the catch. Paletti with a throw-in to Jeunesse. To Nzei. All across the field to Santini. He drives forward. He's got help with Fofana back there. Crosses it in. Kamara knocks away. Santini, far post and in. Well done. Yeah, Kamara headed it away, but it went right to Santini. It wasn't the prettiest looking strike in the world, but you know what? It counts. Following kickoff highlight. This is never good. Sertic. To Uchia. To Sal. Tries forward on the right. Yeah. We got it back somehow, but Jeunesse loses it. I don't know my players' names and numbers because I tend to do that automatically. Sar. To Urrutia. To Sal. Drives to the center. What the hell was that? That was a nice shot, but... Holy cow. Sar to Urrutia. To Sal. Drives forward. Splits the defenders. Adriani was just way, way too far behind that. Zamir, did he not start his dive until the ball was already past him? Now, Jeunesse is disinterested, so we are going to bring on Laval. Well, that's the first sub we'll make for now. Mary with the throw into Fofana. Over to Nzei, back to Mary. Crosses it in. Too far. Kamara Karbache at the top of the box and in. That's the second time Kamara's headed the ball away right to one of my players and they've scored. Although to be fair, he did that more than once in the Palace March as well. It's one of the reasons I got rid of him. Although to be fair, that was a pretty weak header by Karbache. Gonna make one more sub here, at least right now. Diallo's going to come on for Bezecourt. Now that's the problem with this level of football. 5 on the bench, and you can substitute 3 means you have to have players who can play more than one position. And in this case, I left off a replacement striker. So, Bell, who is not having the best game in the world, is going to have to stay on. 10 minutes left in the game. Can we hold on for the tie? Coming up on extra time. We've had more shots than them and more on target. That's really, really good. Last chance. Diallo crosses it in. Bell, just wide left. But, you know, a draw is credible against a team like the Olympique Marseille Reserves. That's a credible result. Tell them well done for coming back. See what the plate says here. Bastia holds on to a draw. Yeah, we do. We got a little lucky, but you know what? Sometimes you need a little luck. Table-wise, that leaves us in 5th place, which technically is 1st place because none of the top 4 teams at the moment can get promoted. 4th played, 2 wins, 2 draws, 8 points. 2nd highest in goals scored, 4th best in goals allowed. But that's, it's early enough in the season. We are playing 30 games, so we've got a little ways to go. So as you can see up here in the upper right, this is our scouting budget. I can't reduce it. Well, this is our scouting budget here. That's all I could reduce it to. The excess goes into the transfer budget. We don't have a senior package. We don't have a youth package because, frankly, getting even the basic ones are a combined total of €3,000 a month, and we just can't afford that. Let's check out what's going on here in the future. We'll come back for our French Cup 5th round game. Have no idea who we're playing, but that's who we're going to come back for. Again, a pretty solid result. A pretty good start to the season. I'm happy with the way the team's been performing so far. I got to figure out who's going to be my backup striker. Bell's going to be my full-time starter this year, but I need to have someone on the bench, but I don't know that I have anybody on the squad who can play more than one position. So next time we come back, we'll look at the spreadsheet, see how the training has affected everybody since the start of this season, and I'm still working on it. It's definitely a work in progress. I've got a couple of ideas on how to make things a little bit easier for myself, but if those don't work out, it's going to be a lot of cutting and pasting in the future, which frankly isn't too bad, but I do a lot of cutting and pasting at work and working with spreadsheets at work. And the last thing I really want to do is get bogged down with it here. I enjoy Football Manager. I enjoy some of the spreadsheets I work on. Others of them have become monsters with their own life, and that's just the way it is. That said, as I mentioned earlier, a credible result. We still got the scout out there looking for some hot prospects. Maybe we can add some more people. Definitely going to try and be busy in the January transfer window, but we're off to a solid start, and I'm happy with that. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name's FM19, and you've been watching the Return of Gloria with SC Bastia.